Hello and welcome to this special interview that I'm bringing to you today. I'm Pooja Shali, and who I have with me today is about a film that's coming soon on OTT, Disney Plus Hotstar. And the name of the film is Patna Shuklla. It's a very interesting name and obviously have a lot of references. And joining me to be a part of that as crew and cast, Raveena Tandon, needs no introduction, has been in the industry rolling and on the crown forever, constantly reinventing herself, and this time as the lead character Tanvi Shukla. That's the Patna Shukla connection. Right. And also Anushka Kaushik, who's also playing in many ways the lead character because the film revolves around her case as Rinki Kumari. And remember, to have a project which is social, which is political, needs belief to be supported. And that's where producer Arbaaz Khan has put his belief in that project. Let's talk about this first, Raveena. You know, Patna Shukla, I can already get the references coming in, but it's a social political story about a scam. So to say, looks like a scam, a roll number scam that students who prepare so hard, and there have been quite a few scams like this that we have been covering lately, and then comes in a young woman to you. She doesn't know what to do. She's working hard, a lot of dreams on her. Why do you think you didn't want to do a classic, nice, big cinema film, but this is something you wanted to be a part of?
Well, I think that is the way I have been at it for a while now. Yes. That I do take up a film or two which is very, very close to my heart, is with something that I really believe in, a certain message or a certain social awareness kind of, which brings the talk to the table literally, and which drives a conversation, because that is a conversation that we really need to be having. I can say this, that I've been seeing Mann Ki Baat, and I have also seen our Prime Minister, our Honorable Prime Minister, talk about and being concerned about students, the pressure that they're going through, and the unfortunate suicides that have happened. So this is something that we need to address for our youngsters, which is going to be the new young India. And this is something that we all need to work towards, because this is literally, they lose out on their lives, right, which should be actually the new beginning for them, of their jobs, of their careers, of their lives. And unfortunately, these few greedy scams is what takes away their entire future.
Is this about hope, or is this about distress?
It starts with despair. And it starts with the problems and the battles the common man has to face under the pressure of a very influential lot, whether they are the universities or they are the local politicians hand in glove, or they're the local authorities hand in glove with them, and how it's literally you are showing it's not only that because she's a woman and here we are doing some patriarchal bashing, but we are actually talking about the fight of the common man against the huge system that sometimes can steal away your entire future.
That's true, because it's that age group. You know, if you think that the system of the world is against you, a lot of students...
And then it makes it a little wee bit worse that you're a woman.
And whether it's in quota or in other areas, we have seen a lot of students take steps that they shouldn't have taken out of hopelessness. Arbaaz, you've been known to, whether as an actor, director, producer, been known to associate with the most cinematic, stereotypical in the sense, conventional in the sense, have been associated with you. Why would you think that, I know that works, why do I want to put my money in a film like this? Do you think people will be curious for this?
So I think, I don't know what really is the definition of mainstream cinema. You know, when people, because you cannot identify that just because it's got song, dance and action, it becomes mainstream cinema. Anything that is interesting, intriguing, which will capture the imagination of the audience, will become a successful film. So the point is to find something that which you find exciting, and if you find it exciting, there's a good chance that somebody else will find exciting. It's as simple as that. जो चीज़ आपको मीठी लगती है मुझे मीठी लगेगी, जो आपको कड़वी लगेगी मुझे कड़वी लगेगी. ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता मैंने शक्कर खाई और आपने.
And content is king.
So what happens is that when I read a subject or get a narration from a good script, if it connects with me and at that time I'm interested in that kind of a genre and that's the kind of story I want to tell, then whatever it requires for that film to give it the best, then I do it.
And I think it's very important. You need to have real projects, like real issues, so to say, which can connect to people right away.
Because it's also very difficult to know beforehand. It's only a conviction that works, right?
That's
to know
true.
कि 100% तो आप किसी के ऊपर बोल नहीं सकते. But your conviction should be 100%. So if your conviction is 100%, there's a better chance that you'll be successful. If you yourself don't know the real reasons why, sometimes people make films because, it makes stable profit.
Yes,
You
yes.
make films because, it's got a very interesting star cast and it'll garner some kind of, opening. So you're doing it for a lot of, मेरे को 3 फिल्में अपनी कंपनी में बनानी है, एक प्रोजेक्ट आ गया, वो डायरेक्टर उसको लेके आ रहा है, वो उसको तो एक शुरू कर देते हैं.
That's not
So
what
whenever that happens, which has happened in the
Yes,
past, a lot
yes,
of people
of
have
course.
made films like that.
Of course.
So they have by and large fallen flat. It's only when you make films with a certain amount of dedication, focus and concentration, you have a better chance of it getting appreciated and it getting success.
And word of mouth always works, specifically in OTT these days. Anushka, do you think OTT has given young actors a certain opportunity that perhaps that wasn't available? I think it's opened this Pandora's box and you realize there are so many actors and not everyone needs to have a big cinema film. If you're reaching them directly, that has also, I think, reignited a lot of acting opportunities.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is the reason why I'm here today.
Yes.
And I think when you talk about OTT, it's reaching home. When you talk about, there are a lot of people when you talk about the cities like tier 2, tier 3, everybody, they don't go to cinemas and, have an event, every Saturday they're going for a movie. But now they know that there's a good film. I can do my household chores and I can actually watch a film, a good film, which has got message and which is my story. And I think OTT has definitely done that. And I think talking about not only actors but also creative people, be it writers, be it directors, it has given opportunities to a lot more. And thanks, I was born in this.
And it's a fair enough lead role. It's not like you're somewhere there in the background. The
No. And she has really rocked it.
Yeah?
I have to say that. She's such young, fresh talent and she has done such amazing amount of work.
It's very kind of you.
No, I mean it. You probably know me by now. I'm not the kind who says things for effect.
Were you intimidated? Raveena Tandon has so much experience backing her and there I am with the shots to be taken. No,
But I'll be honest. You know what? When she said that you performed really well, you have a lot of things, in the package.
Yes.
But somehow, because you are working, and it's not only about the age or let's say the experience, but also the world. They have seen cinema changing.
That's true.
They have seen world evolving. So I think for that, there's so many. When I mentioned I've got to learn so much from Raveena ma'am, not only the technical things, but one thing I'll mention, it's about the human thing. She has told me one thing, कि Anushka, you are at the age where you feel like कि अभी काम कर लेते हैं and parents से बाद में मिल लेंगे. She told me कि वो बात कभी आता ही नहीं. And today also, my parents, they're coming for the screening and I think thanks to her, because that's a big thing. I've made a change because even if I have let's say 2 days, I try to take a flight and come back to my home.
I also remember your wedding attire, was of your mother, right?
Yeah,
you had reinvented. So there's this connection that you've always had. Raveena, you tell me this. What has changed from Mohra to Patna Shuklla for a woman actor? For acting, for cinema, what do you think is the difference that you're reinventing? I'm sure it's not that easy also, but what has changed for the industry and for people?
I think what really changed is the entire perspective of women to continue their work even after they are married and continue to be leading heroines today and leading actresses in our cinema, which probably wasn't there in the late 90s, in the early 2000 era, because of the fact that the minute the actress got married, till then it was very prevalent.
Yes.
And it started way beyond in the 70s, 80s. So in fact, I think our batch, little senior to us, was not that lucky because they all just gave up work immediately after they got married and they had kids. But somehow it's the entire perspective started changing, and our audiences became more aware. The exposure to world cinema, OTT platforms, etc., brought in that change.
And more accepting.
More. That's what I meant. Change as in a bigger acceptance of the fact that yes, this is our career and this is our job. It's not that, because you get married, there's a certain image change.
You're not playing a mother or a grandmother, which may have happened perhaps with the previous generation.
It did. Sure. And that, I think, led to the change. Most importantly, the most important point was that when women actors came to a point where they were honing their craft, they were mastering their skills, and they were honing their skills, and they had reached that point where they were becoming fine actors, they had to retire. Whereas the men continued doing that and becoming even better actors and becoming larger than life figures. You know, whereas now we have the opportunity to kind of hone our skills, reach that point, and what you call reinventing, I just call evolving.
That's true actually, and I think it's an
Yeah.
inspiration to all women in the industry as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk some non-filmy questions also. Arbaaz, you're giving in to these new projects, you're taking all this risk, and you have a new personal life phase that's starting. Tell us how that's going about, the smile on your face, and I understand you mean it's personal life, I get that, but just the happiness and how you're managing work and personal life these days. How's the support been like?
Look at Miss Tandon, look at me. It is through her contact and through her association.
Oi, chup kar. You know, tomorrow they'll give me that he remove his chappal and beat me and say you did this.
Patna Shukla.
This was during Patna Shukla, yes. So a lot of good things have happened to Arbaaz during Patna Shukla.
Yeah, so it's,
A lot of good things.
Congratulations in many ways.
So this film was special to me even before.
Yeah, we know that.
When you know, before
Yeah, we know
Lady Love came in my life, and it became extra special when she did. And you know, there's so much that the film has offered, and I think I'm just really happy in the space that I am right now, and you know, I'm in marital bliss right now.
I'll tell you why it is also special for both of us. Actually, Arbaaz and I have been, I've known Arbaaz since I was 15, I think. And we've been friends since that long time, yeah. And the fact being that both of us have kids nearly the same age and students.
Oh, so
You understand? So for us, as parents also, we feel the minute we open the newspaper and we see, and we've had this conversation, you know, that, oh my God, another child. And imagine if this would happen to your own child, what would you go through? And if you were a common man without contacts and not being able to do anything about
You
it.
shouldn't have to be someone to protect your kids. So
Exactly.
I have a toddler. I am concerned if he's growing up in this world where there's so much social
You
media.
have to
how
be a
protect.
very strong support system.
Yes. Thank you, Arbaaz Khan, Raveena Tandon, Anushka Kaushik. Go watch
Thank
that
you.
film, and I'm sure it's going to be interesting. At least let's try and understand how these scams work and what you can do perhaps to help a student in distress. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
here
you.
on India
Thank
Today.
you. Thank you. This was wonderful.